Hello, and welcome to the Iris Yoga online yoga for cervical radiculopathy. Cervical radiculopathy is a very fancy term for a pinched nerve in the neck. We're in the middle of recording our 14-day beginner series, but I wanted to stop and make this video because this week we had two separate yogis approach us asking about some relief for neck pain. Now, your first step whenever you're experiencing nagging chronic pain is to consult your physician. You need to make sure that there's nothing more serious going on in there before you start tweaking it. Once you've gotten clearance from your physician for yoga and physical activity, then you're welcome to take this yoga practice. Okay, a couple of things that you might need to get started. First, a yoga block. Now, this is not absolutely must-have if you don't have one handy and you're really ready to get started. Yoga blocks are used to support postures. Depending upon how severe your impingement is, when we come into certain postures like child's pose, it may not feel great to bring the forehead all the way down to the earth. So if you've got your block or a book or even a nice firmish pillow like a toss pillow from the couch, this is great to be able to lower your head so that you're not dangling in midair, exacerbating the problem. You're actually supporting the neck and head. The next thing is a yoga blanket or any other household comforter or blanket. These are wonderful to support us under our knees, especially if you're new to the yoga practice. These can be very helpful if you're feeling a little knobby in the knees. These are also wonderful to wrap up with at the end of practice when we go into Shavasana. Okay, let's get started. Come to child's pose. Either bringing your knees together or bringing your knees the width of the mat, sinking your hips back towards your heels, we bring the hands forward and we start to lower down. Remember, this is a great place to place a block under the forehead should you find yourself uncomfortable going all the way to the earth. Once you come down to child's pose, extend your arms forward. We're looking for a reach and a stretch. This is the beginning of opening up through the shoulders. Forehead is connecting. Close your eyes and start to gently breathe in and out, focusing on the length of the inhale, trying to make the exhale last even longer than your inhale did. Inhale through the nose. Energize your body, and as you exhale, see if you can soften. Maybe you lower your forearms to the mat. Now that you're getting settled in, on the next exhale, roll gently on your forehead to the right temple or the right ear. Inhale, come back through center, and on the exhale, roll along the brow bone to the other side. Continue this massage of your forehead, the third eye center, moving with breath. Try to go as slowly and intentionally as you can. The next time you come back to center, we'll bring the inhale up into a box pose or all fours. Again, maybe you have your blanket underneath your knees here for some padding. And we'll come into cat-cow flow. Inhale, let your belly fall to the earth as your tailbone ticks up. And we'll start to lift the chin, taking your gaze up towards the sky. Now, depending upon the severity of your pinch, you might not go very far here in the beginning, so don't push into pain. Once you start to bump into the discomfort, pause, and on the exhale, we'll push into the hands as the shoulders and back push up towards the ceiling. Drop the crown of the head down. Draw your chin towards your throat notch if you can. And pull the pubic bone forward slightly. This is our Halloween cat pose. Now that you know where you're going, you'll attach this movement to the breath. So we sync it up. Inhale, we lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. And exhale, drop the crown of the head as you push into the hands, push your back towards the ceiling. Maybe you close your eyes through this movement, making it a moving meditation. On your next inhale, we'll come back to neutral spine. Curl your toes under. As you exhale, drop your hips towards your heels. Let the crown of the head dangle down. When you come back up for your inhale, we'll take a circular motion up and around over the top of the mat. Exhale, hips going back to heels. Now I'm doing a very deep and extreme version of this. If you are experiencing pain, it might not feel good to drop your hips all the way back to your heels. Maybe you shorten this movement up. Wherever you are, drop the crown of the head down, close your eyes, follow your breath. And then we'll switch directions. Exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, come up and around. Exhale. Inhale. Return to a neutral spine. You can bring the tops of the feet down. Inhale, reach the right arm out to the side. Maybe you start to twist open the chest. If it's okay on your neck, you'll take your gaze up towards the top hand. On the exhale, we take the top hand, weave it underneath the left side of the body as we allow the shoulder to come down towards the earth. Now, the ear or the temple can come to the mat. This is another good place for a block. Perhaps you rest the side of the head here. This posture is known as thread the needle. Your left hand has crow fingers in line with the face or in line with the block, and you're gently pressing into the fingers to twist your chest to the left as you leave the bottom arm rooted and experience your stretch through the top of the bottom shoulder. Stay here, continue to breathe. If it feels nice, you might start to shift your hips back towards your heels. Take a little bit of a deeper variation here, deeper stretch. Maybe you reach your left arm straight forward, plant your palm. Close your eyes. Think about your breath. can you soften the side of your face to feel the head heavier on the earth? Inhale, we'll start to unwind the body as we lift the hips. Go ahead, come back into the twist. Let's just take a few arm circles. Big arm circles here. Swimming the arm forward. Maybe keep your gaze neutral below you. And then we'll swim the arm backwards. And return the palm to the earth. Let's take this to the other side. Inhale, the left arm reaches. And on the exhale, we weave it underneath the right side body. I'm going to remove the block and allow my head to come down to the mat. Your palm is facing up towards the ceiling. Left ear, left temple is down. Crow fingers on the right-hand side are pushing down in the plane of your face to twist your chest open just a bit to the right. And you're heavy on the bottom shoulder. Hips are lifted for the first few breaths. And then if it feels right for your body, start to shift your hips back towards your heels. Get a little bit lower to the earth and to the arm. Perhaps you take your right arm, extending it forward, palm facing down. When you're exhaling, focus on settling the body and relaxing. The heaviness of the relaxation helps you deepen the sensation in the posture. Slow, steady breathing. We'll start to unravel and unwind, sending your left arm out and up as we take this into some nice arm circles, swimming the arm forward, big motion. And swimming the arm back for 3, 2, and 1. Return the left hand to the earth. We prepare for puppy dog pose. Lift your tailbone just like we did in our cow pose. Lift your chest, let your belly sway to the earth. Now start to walk your hands forward. This is going to be opening for the shoulders and through the middle of the upper back. You're allowing your chest to come towards the earth as your tailbone continues to lift. Your block might come here underneath your chest. Maybe you start to bring your forehead down to the earth. And if you are feeling good in the stretch, maybe walk your hands forward just a little bit more and start to bring your gaze forward. Now this could be very slight. Your nose can still be towards the mat. Some of us might get the chin forward, the chin down. This is a very, very deep expression of this posture. So any place between here and your starting point, wherever you feel comfortable, is the place you should stay. Don't forget to breathe. And not staying here too long, we'll start to walk this back up. We'll come back into cat-cow flow. First, push into your Halloween cat, hands to the earth, chin down towards the chest, arching the back up towards the ceiling. And inhale for cow. Exhale. Come back to child's pose. This time, maybe you bring your knees the width of the mat with the big toes to touch. As you shift your heels back, let the forehead come down. And then with breath, start to roll again through the third eye center. Come back to center. Inhale, we're gonna come back up through box. Bring the knees in if they were wide. We're gonna lower the hips. So we're facing the mat on our tummy. We're gonna send the right arm out to a T. Allow the palm to face down. Take the front of your shoulder, put it on the mat. Bring your right ear, right temple down. We'll take a shoulder opener, bring your left hand in front of your face, you're looking at it, and start to roll, taking your left hip on top of your right. Another great place for a block or blanket underneath the right side of your face. Now, this may be enough. Shoulders are delicate, so be careful that you don't press too far. If you need a little more stretch, if it feels nice, you're going to bend your top knee, drop the sole of the foot behind your extended leg. You can press into the left hand. Maybe you start to roll a little bit more. Maybe you start to take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Perhaps you bend your bottom knee as well. Bring the sole of the foot to the earth for a very deep variation of this twist. And now maybe your left hand reaches up, flip the palm behind you, and drop the top of the hand either somewhere along this hip line or maybe it comes all the way behind the body. Half bind. Close your eyes and breathe. We're going to slowly unravel. First, left hand comes back into the sky. If it was behind you, place the palm on the mat next to you as you roll through the center. And we're just going to go right into the other side. So the left arm comes out to a T, palm faces down. We'll bring the right hand beside us to help roll the right hip, stacking on top of the left. Taking a moment here for the shoulder to adjust to the stretch. And then if you need more, you can bend the top knee, sole of the foot comes down. Continue to use the right hand to press into the earth, maybe taking your gaze up a tick towards the ceiling. And then if you're ready for even more, you'll bend the bottom knee, sole of the foot comes to the earth. And we might take that half bind. Right hand comes up into the air, palm faces away from you. And then we drop the hand, either coming to the hip here or maybe sneaking around for the half bind behind the back. Close your eyes and take the slowest, longest inhale you've taken yet in this practice. Pause for a moment, and now take the longest, slowest, most controlled exhale you have all practice. Wonderful. Inhale, we'll start to unravel. releasing the half bind. If you had it, right hand comes back up into the air. Exhale, hand finds the mat as we start to roll back through center. Facing forward. And I'm going to give you a couple of different options here. We'll start in Sphinx Pose. Come to your forearms. Your elbows are just underneath your shoulders. Now this can cause some low back crankiness, so if you need to spread your feet really wide behind you to lessen that, be my guest. Otherwise, we'll keep the legs, doesn't have to be zipped together, but we'll keep them close. Maybe let your heels fall out, that can feel nice. Press into the forearm as you push back to lift the chest. Now, I see in class oftentimes students cranking their chin up in order to pull the front of their body up. This is not what we're looking for. A neutral gaze. Bring your gaze between your thumbs. Push the crown of the head forward out over the top of the mat to lengthen through the back of the neck. Take a big breath here and exhale. We're going to take a half floor bow. Next comes half floor bow. If half floor bow doesn't work for you, you'll stay here in Sphinx posture. Your right hand starts to angle towards your left. Keep your right forearm on the earth. Bend your left knee. Reach back with your left hand and catch the outer edge of the ankle, calf, or the foot. Now, lower your chest. Send your right arm forward. Palm faces down. Gaze is neutral. Nose towards the mat. Inhale, kick into your left hand with the left leg and just allow the stretch to happen. Do not worry about how high the front of the body is going to get. Do not worry about how high that back leg is kicking. This is about the stretch across the front of the shoulder. Tuck your chin into your chest. Breathe. And exhale. We'll release that. Send your left arm forward. Let the top of the left foot come to the earth. Forehead down to the mat. Sleeping Superman. If you're experiencing uncomfortable sensation through the low back, you can always bend both knees and allow the feet to windshield wiper side to side. Come back to center, lower the feet. Inhale, start to bring the palms back towards the body as we shift into our Sphinx pose again. Find your forearms, elbows underneath the shoulders. Find the length through the back of the neck first. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Crown of the head is moving forward. Your left palm starts to rotate over to the right. Keep your forearm down. Bend your right knee. Reach back with your right hand. Catch the outside of the leg where you're going to catch. Now lower the chest. Send your left arm forward. Palm faces down. Flex your back foot. Inhale. Kick into the hand. There is a natural lift in the front of the body. Please remember to keep your chin moving towards your chest. And if this half floor bow does not work for you, remember you're staying in your Sphinx pose on your forearms. One more big inhale. And exhale, lower the leg, unbend the knee, top of the foot finds the earth. Send your right arm forward, sleeping Superman. Inhale, let's bring the hands back by the chest, palms are flat. Curl your toes as you inhale, press up to the knees. And exhale, send the hips all the way back to child's pose. Rest here. Breathe into the lowest part of your back to release. And exhale. Maybe take that rocking motion side to side, rolling on the forehead. Maybe you start to shift the hips side to side as well. Come back to center. Walk both hands to the right. Your right hand is probably going to come off of the mat. Plant your left palm, anchor it down. Now pull back on the left side of the body. Pull back the left hip. Left shoulder is coming towards the earth. Allow the forehead to come down. Side body stretch. Inhale. Coming through center, exhale. Take this to the opposite side. Left hand is off the mat. Plant your right palm, ground it and root it. Now pull back on the right hip as you start to bring your right shoulder closer to the earth. And find that stretch along the right side. Always remembering to breathe. Inhale, we'll walk the hands back towards center, come up through your box pose, and we're going to reposition ourselves, finding our seat. Once you find your bottom, we're going to send the right leg out wide and long. Bend your left knee and bring the sole of the left foot into the right thigh. If this doesn't feel good, if this feels too strenuous through the back of the leg, take your blanket, take your block, and maybe place it underneath the knee to get a little softness there. And you can ease that up, because for this practice is not necessarily about the hamstring. This again is about the shoulders. Square yourself off in between your 2 points, your bent knee and your extended leg. Bring your hands to the earth in front of you. Inhale, find some length as you lift your chest, and exhale, we start to walk the hands forward. You will fold to your degree. Now, you may not go very far. You might stay right here. Wherever it is, tuck your chin towards your chest, crown of the head forward, close your eyes. Find the steady breath. As you're here for a few breaths, you might find the body loosening a little bit. There could be some give and the hands might come farther forward. Be careful here. Don't let your right hip or right glute roll up off of the mat just for the sake of getting lower. That is not the purpose of this posture. Now, I'm going to move my blanket and I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Your block or your support could go here underneath your forehead. If your extended toes are falling forward, try to bring those back up towards the ceiling as best you can, just using your leg muscles. Rotation. Inhale, we'll walk this back up. Bring your left hand behind your left hip. Your right arm comes forward. Inhale, we're going to sweep this up, push your hips up and forward and take a big circle with the top hand. Exhale, we'll bring the hips back down. Take that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Now we will square ourselves off towards the extended leg. First, we folded through the center. Now we're going to fold over the leg. This requires twist, and this is where the real stretch is going to come from. Crow fingers next to your body. Use them to square your shoulders over your front leg. Take a big inhale here. And exhale, walk the hands forward. You might even grab a body part. You might grab your leg, grab the calf, grab the ankle. Some of us might grab the foot. Lower the chin towards the chest. Take a big inhale. And on the exhale, we soften the elbows. Allow the torso to fold forward. Now remember, if you're not grabbing onto a body part, you can just have your hands on the floor by side body. Keep the fingers spread wide, keep the palms rooted, and use them to help keep you in the twist and the stretch. Inhale. Let's start to work this back up. Release the left leg forward. Let's bend the knees. Shift the palms behind us. Let's find a little release there. Just drop the knees to the right. Take your gaze to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take it to the opposite side. Okay. Come back to center. This time we're going to send the left leg long and wide. We're going to bring the right foot into the thigh. So I'm going to move here so you can see me a little bit better. Through the center to start, squaring yourself off right in between the bent knee and the extended leg. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, walk this forward. Remember, you don't have to go very deep. I'm not going to go very deep, and I'm feeling a lot of sensation right now. Gaze neutral. Chin comes towards chest. Crown of the head lengthens. Stay in one spot for a couple of breaths. Maybe soften just a little bit more. In yoga, even a hair of a millimeter changes so many things in a posture. Inhale. We'll start to bring this back up. Let's bring the right hand behind the hip. The left hand reaches forward. Inhale, we're going to sweep up, taking that nice circle. Lift the hips, and on the exhale, the hand comes down. Take that 2 more times. Inhale. And 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, hips come down. Okay, now we square ourselves off over the front leg this time. So not through the middle, over the leg. Inhale, find that length. And on the exhale, walking the hands forward. Keep your tummy pulled in if you can. Use your own body to grab and find some leverage, or simply leave your hands on the earth. Inhale, find the length, and exhale, fold. Maybe reaching the right arm a little further forward. Deepen that twist. Get some release all along the spine. And inhale, we'll start to roll this up. We will bring the sole of the right foot to the earth, sole of the left foot to the earth. Make sure you're at a good spot on your mat. We're going to roll this down, taking it back down to the mat. Bring your heels in towards your sits bones. Bring your arms out to a T, palms face down. We're going to take a wide base bridge pose here. Chin is towards your chest. Now, I do want to make a note because you are practicing from a video. Please do not turn your head to look at the video once your hips lift. Watch me first if you need to, and then I'll give you plenty of time to take the posture. Keeping the palms wide, press into the feet as you lift the hips. And as you're lifting the hips, your chest is coming towards your chin. And as your chest comes towards your chin, not the other way around, you feel yourself rolling towards the tops of the shoulders. Now, if this is okay for the impingement on your neck, you'll stay right here. I'm going to come down and I'll cue you through that again so you know what you're doing. Rolling down, hips come down, one vertebra at a time. Take an inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Okay, here we go. Bridge pose. Inhale, lifting the hips. Feel that roll to the top of the shoulders. Remember, keep your gaze neutral. Bring your chest towards your chin. Do not manipulate your neck in any way. Hold here. Notice if your knees started to splay out. If they did, make an effort to keep them parallel to each other. One more big breath here. Inhale. Slowly lower down on the exhale. Allow the torso to be neutral on the earth for a full breath cycle. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale, draw your knees towards your chest. Give yourself a hug and rock this side to side. Let the knees tilt one direction. Let your gaze tilt the opposite direction. Close your eyes. Come back to center. Lower the soles of the feet to the mat. Bring the edges of the feet to the edges of the mat so your feet are wide. One more time. Arms out to a T, palms face down. Inhale, find some length, and on the exhale, drop your knees over to the right with your wide feet. Drop your chin to your left shoulder if it's okay for the neck. Close your eyes and imagine your left leg very, very heavy. And we can add on to this stretch by sending the arms back and up overhead. Reach back. Leave the arms there or take your right wrist with your left thumb and forefinger. We'll take a side bend to the top left-hand corner of the mat or bending away from the dropped knees. Inhale, come back through center. We'll take this to the opposite side. Bring your arms out to a T first, palms down. Exhale, drop your knees to the left, gaze is to the right. Rest here to start. Right leg heavy, wanting to connect with the earth. Adding on, sending the arms back overhead. If you're ready, this time we take the left wrist with the right thumb and forefinger. Torso bend to the upper right-hand corner of the mat, away from the bent knees. Maybe a little smile here. Inhale, we'll bring this back to neutral, and on the exhale, one more time, hug the knees into the body. Maybe you're ready to lift the shoulders, lift the back of the head off of the earth, draw the nose towards the knees. And then we'll release, coming all the way down to the mat. Shavasana. Few ways to do this. Traditional corpse pose or Shavasana is done with the body flat on the earth. There's space between the heels, the toes fall out, the arms are along the side of the body, maybe get some distance between the hands and the hips, the palms face up, the eyes close, and you rest. If this does not feel good for your back, you will bend your knees. Edges of the feet come to the edges of the mat. Knock your knees in, let them support each other and also support your low back at the same time. Maybe you take your blanket and you place it over your chest, or maybe you wrap up like a little burrito. I'm going to come back to a traditional Shavasana. Close the eyes and allow the natural breath to return. Shavasana is the place where the body heals and mends. Now this is the opportunity for the body to take advantage of everything we just did and put it together to start the healing process. And you're welcome to stay here in your Shavasana in stillness as long as you like, as long as you need. Maybe up and pause the video for a moment. When you're ready to come out of Shavasana, you'll do so by slowly bringing some movement into the body, maybe gently rubbing the pad of the thumb across the pads of the fingers, wiggling the toes, rolling out through the wrists and ankles, gathering the knees up into the arms one more time for that beautiful hug. Pause here for a moment of gratitude. Then we'll roll to one side. Find your fetal position. Knees are curled. Head is supported by an arm or maybe prayer hands. Stay here for a full breath cycle. And then inhale. We'll press ourselves up, coming back into a comfortable upright position. Pausing for a moment here. Close your eyes. Notice how you feel. Try not to pick apart all of the sensations, going through and labeling them as good or bad. See if you can just be here absorbing it all. We'll bring the prayer hands to heart center as we take the chin gently towards the fingertips. Take a big inhale. Exhale through the mouth. I want to thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I hope you start to feel better very soon. Be well, my sweet yogis. I send you with all of my light, love, and blessings. Namaste.